Hello, friends. How are you? Hope everyone is fine. Now, let us continue with our tradition to read summary of one book every week. During few days, we have received few personal requests for a specific book. Now, this is the most demanded book. So, this week we will continue with this book. Name of the book is The Personal MBA, written by a well-known author Josh Kaufman. The Personal MBA. This book is all about how to run a business. So, let us start. Are you guys ready? Okay, so let's start. Personal MBA. The first part of the book, that is the chapter 1, it talks about value creation. According to the book, every successful business creates something of value. The world is full of opportunities to make other people's lives better in some way, and your job as a business person is to identify things that people don't have enough of, then find a way to provide it. The value you create can take on one of the several different forms, but the purpose is always the same: to make someone else's life a bit more better. Without value creation, a business can't exist. You can't transact with others unless you first have something to trade. The best businesses in the world are the ones that create the most value for the other people. Some businesses thrive by providing a little value to lot of people, and some focuses on providing a lot of value to only a few people. Regardless, the more real value you create for other people, the better your business will be and the more prosperous you will become. There are 5 parts of every business, each of which flows into the next. The first part, as we have talked about, the value creation, that is discovering what people need or want, then creating their needs. The second part talks about the marketing, how to attract attention and building demand for what you have created. This basically talks about how to sell nothing. Yeah, you have listened right. How to sell nothing. Now, the third point, it talks about sales, how to turn prospective customers into paying customers. The fourth part is the value delivery, giving your customers what you have promised and ensuring that they are satisfied. And the last part, that is the fifth part, it talks about finance, bringing in enough money to keep going and make your effort worthwhile. Without finance, you can't do anything. You need finance for everything. It doesn't matter if you are running a solo venture or a $1 billion brand. You have to take one of these 5 factors away and you don't have a business. You have something else. A venture that doesn't create value for others is a hobby. A venture that doesn't attract attention is a flop. A venture that doesn't sell the value it creates is a non-profit. A venture that doesn't deliver what it promises is a scam. A venture that doesn't bring in enough money to keep operating will inevitably close. So, all these 5 points are utmost important for running any of the business. If these 5 things sound simple, it's because they are. Yeah, they are equally simple, yet important. Business is not and has never been rocket science. It's simply a process of identifying a problem and finding a way to solve it in a way that benefits both parties. Anyone who tries to make business sound more complicated than this is either trying to impress you with their worldliness or sell you something you don't need. If you are thinking about starting a new business, defining what this process might look like is the best place to start. If you can't describe or diagram your business idea in terms of these core processes, you don't understand it well enough to make it work. Economically, Valuable skills are skills that are directly related to the five parts of every business. Not every skill or area of knowledge is economically valuable. Some skills are primarily valuable for enjoyment or personal interest, but won't help you improve your business. Often, if you do what you love, the money won't necessarily follow. To increase your value in the market, focus on improving skills that are economically valuable. There are five core human drives that influence human behavior. First is drive to acquire, second is drive to bond, third one is drive to learn, fourth is drive to defend, and the last one is drive to fail. Drive to acquire is the desire to collect material and immaterial things like a car or influence. Drive to bond is the desire to be loved and feel valued in our relationships with others. Drive to learn is the desire to satisfy our curiosity. Drive to defend is the desire to protect ourselves, our loved ones, and our property. Drive to feel is the desire for emotional experiences like excitement or pleasure. Whenever a group of people have an unmet drive, a market will form to satisfy it. The more drives you offer connects with it, the more attractive your offer will become. Status seeking is a universal phenomenon. In general, we like to be associated with people and organizations that we think are powerful, important, exclusive, or exhibit other high status qualities or behaviors. We also like to ensure other people are aware of our status. For example, examine what people post on their Facebook profiles. Status seeking is a fact of human life. It's not necessarily bad or something to be avoided. On the contrary, status seeking can motivate people to accomplish amazing things. In the words of Alain de Botton, a philosopher and a social critic, he once told, if one felt successful, there would be so little incentive to be successful. As a business professional, it's important to understand that status considerations are present in every level of core human drives, which we have mentioned above. When you make an offer to a new prospect, they will automatically and unconsciously examine how your offer will influence their social status. Consciously, building social signals into your offer is almost always an effective way to increase its appeal to your target market. If you are thinking of starting a new business or expanding an existing business into a new market, it pays to do some research before you leap. The 10 ways to evaluate a market provide a back of the napkin method you can use to identify the attractiveness of any potential market. Rate each of the 10 factors below on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is extremely unattractive and 10 is extremely attractive. When in doubt, be conservative in your estimate. You may take help of someone else to do that. The first point is urgency. How badly do people want or need this right now? Like renting an old movie is typically low urgency. Seeing a new picture on opening night is high urgency since it only happens once. Second is market size. How many people are actively purchasing things like this? Like the market for underwater basket weaving courses is very small. The market for cancer cures is massive. Third is pricing potential. What is the highest average price a purchaser would be willing to spend for a solution? Example, lollipop sells for $0.05. Aircraft carriers sell for billions of dollars. Now, the fourth is cost of customer acquisition. How easy is it to acquire a new customer? On an average, how much will it cost to generate a sale, both in money and also in effort? For example, restaurants built on interstate highways spend little to bring in new customers. Government contractors can spend millions landing procurement deals. Fifth is cost of value delivery. How much would it cost to create and deliver the value offered, both in money and in effort? Example, delivering files via the internet is almost free. Inventing a product and building a factory cost millions. Sixth is uniqueness of offer. How unique is your offer versus competing offerings in the market, and how easy is it for potential competitors to copy you? There are many hair salons, but very few companies that offer private space travel. Speed to market. How quickly can you create something to sell? You can offer to move a neighbor's lawn in minutes. Opening a bank can take years. Then there comes the Crusader rule. The Crusader rule. It is a reminder to evaluate new business ideas before you proceed. There is huge difference between an interesting idea and a solid business. Remember, you have to be able to pay the bills. Then, standard forms of value. To provide value to another person, it must take on a form that they are willing to pay for. Economic value usually takes one of the following standard forms of value. The first is product. Create a single tangible item or entity, then sell and deliver it for more than what it costs to make. Then service. Provide help or assistance, then charge a fee for the benefits rendered. Third is shared resource. Create a durable asset that can be used by many people, then charge for the access. Subscription. Offer a benefit on an ongoing basis and charge a recurring fee from them. Fifth is option. Offer the ability to take a predefined action for a fixed period of time in exchange for a fee. Now the last is capital. Purchase an ownership stake in a business, then collect a corresponding portion of the profit as a one-time payout or ongoing dividend. Then there comes hassle premium. People are almost always willing to pay for the things that they believe are too much of a pain to take care of themselves. When there is a hassle, there is a business opportunity. This is what we call hassle premium. The project or task in question may take too much time to complete, require too much effort, distract from other priorities, involve too much of confusion, uncertainty, or complexity, require your prior experience, or it may require specialized resources or equipment that's difficult to obtain. The more hassle a project or task involves, the more people are generally willing to pay for an easy solution or pay someone to complete the job on their behalf. Perceived value. Perceived value determines how much your customers will be willing to pay for your offer. The less attractive the end result and the bigger the involvement it takes to the user to get the benefit, the lower the perceived value will be. Create forms of value with the least end user effort and best end result possible to have the highest perceived value. Feedback. Feedback helps you understand how well is your offering meeting your potential customers' need before development is complete, which allows you to make changes before you start selling. Here are a few tips to maximize the value of feedback. Listen to real potential customers instead of friends and family. Ask open-ended questions. Steady yourself and keep calm. No one likes hearing that their offer sucks. Take what you hear with a grain of salt. The worst response isn't empathetic dislike, it's totally apathy. Give potential customers the chance to pre-order. If they are willing to buy from you, that's a green light. If no one is willing to pre-order you, should ask them why to find out about their barriers of purchase and then act accordingly. Economic values. As you develop your offerings, one of your first priorities should be to find out what your potential customers value more than the buying power of the dollars in their wallets. Assuming the promised benefits of the offering are appealing, there are 9 common economic values that people typically consider when evaluating a potential purchase. They are efficacy, that is, how well does it works. Speed, how quickly does it works. Can I depend on it to do what I want? Reliability. Ease of use, how much effort does it require? Flexibility, how many things does it do? Status, how does this affect the ways others perceive me? Aesthetic appeal, how attractive or otherwise aesthetically pleasing it is. Emotion, how does it make me feel? Cost, how much do I have to give up to get this? All these points are very crucial. Almost every offer can be thought of in terms of improving either convenience or fidelity. It's incredibly difficult to optimize for both fidelity and convenience at the same time. So, the most successful offerings try to provide the most convenience or fidelity among all competing offerings. Example, if you are craving pizza, a table at the original pizzeria in Chicago is high fidelity. Domino's home delivery is convenient. Accordingly, Pizzeria benefits more from making the dining experience remarkable, while Domino's benefits more from delivering decent pizza as fast as possible. The trade offs that are made in the development of new offerings are what give each option its unique identity. Here is an example from my apparel business. Old Navy, Banana Republic, and Gap are owned by the same company, that is, Gap Incorporation. All three lines make the same types of clothing, shirts, pants, and so on, but, but offering different trade offs. So, instead of attempting to make a simple clothing line that's designed to appeal to everyone, which is almost impossible since everyone wants something different, the company focused each line around a specific trade off. Similarly, Old Navy emphasizes functionality, that is, efficacy and low cost. Gap emphasizes style and fashion at a moderate cost. Banana Republic emphasizes aesthetics and status at a premium cost. Each line has its own identity and appeals to a different type of potential customer, even though the clothes may be manufactured using the same processes and the revenues flows to the coffers of the same company. But here, different strategies are important. Now, marketing. How to do marketing? Offering value is not only enough. If no one knows or cares what about you have to offer, it doesn't matter how much value you create. Without marketing, no business can survive. People who don't know you exist can't purchase what you have to offer, and people who aren't interested in what you have to offer won't become paying customers. Marketing is the art and science of finding prospects, people who are actively interested in what you have to offer. The best businesses in the world find ways to attract the attention of qualified prospects quickly and inexpensively. That's the reason today so many of companies are paying huge millions of amount just in advertising. The more prospects you entice, the better off your business will be. Marketing is not the same thing as selling. People may misinterpret marketing and selling as the same, but they are different. While direct marketing strategies often minimize the time between attracting attention and asking for the sale, marketing and selling are two different things. Marketing is about getting noticed, sale is about closing the deal. The next important aspect is attention. The most important rule of marketing, that is attention, it is limited. People are expert at filtering because they can't pay attention to everything. To be noticed, you need to find a way to be more interesting or useful than your competition. You don't want just attention, you want the attention of prospects who will ultimately purchase from you. Business is about making sales, not winning a popularity contest. So, here the most important part is who are the interested party and with and in front of whom you are forecasting your product. The next important aspect is remarkability. Being remarkable is the best way to attract attention. It makes your offering worth noticing and talking about. You should design your offer to be remarkable in order to pique your prospect's curiosity. Aim for the edges, that's where remarkability is. Preoccupation. In order to earn the attention of a prospect, you must divert their attention from what they are already doing. It's best to assume your prospects begin in a state of preoccupation. They are doing something else. The best way to break a potential prospect's preoccupation is to provoke a feeling of curiosity, surprise, or even concern. The stronger and more emotionally compelling the stimuli, the easier it is to attract attention. Now, end result. Marketing works better when it focuses on the end result. All your marketing should be focused on the end result. People don't buy books, they buy knowledge. It's more comfortable to focus on features, on what your offer does, but it's more effective to focus on benefits, what your offer provides. This can be easily understood by any of the presentation done by Steve Jobs. The end result is usually an experience related to a core human drive. Now, what is sales? People don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. Every successful business ultimately sells what it has to offer. Having millions of prospects isn't enough if no one ultimately pulls out their wallet and say, I will take one. The sales process begins with a prospect and ends with a paying customer. No sale, no business. The best businesses in the world earn the trust of their prospects and help them understand why the offer is worth paying for. No one wants to make a bad decision or be taken advantage of. So, sales mostly consists of helping the prospect understand what's important and convincing them you are capable of actually delivering on what you have promised. The end of the sales process is an excited new customer and more cash in the bank, leading to generate more and more customers and growing your business and your profit. Transaction. A transaction is the exchange of value between two or more parties. Sales are the only point where resources flow into the business. So transactions are critical part of every business. You can only transact with things that are economically valuable. The goal is to make the first profitable transaction as quickly as possible because that's when you transition from a project to a business. Trust. Without trust, no transaction will take place. Building a trustworthy reputation over time through honesty and fair dealing is the best way to build trust. The easier both parties can verify that the other party is trustworthy, the easier it is to make a transaction. For me, trust is the most important criteria for success of any business. Without trust, there is nothing. You can't even make a friend without trust. The next point is pricing uncertainty principle. The pricing uncertainty principle states that all prices are arbitrary and malleable. Pricing is an executive decision. You can charge whatever you want. The key is being able to support the asking price for a customer to accept it. You must be able to provide a reason why the price is worth paying. Keep in mind, in general, people prefer to pay as little as possible for what they want. Value delivery. A satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all. Every successful business actually delivers what it promises to its customers. There is a term for a person who takes other people's money without delivering equivalent value: scam artist. This is what we call them. Value delivery involves everything necessary to ensure Every paying customer is a happy customer. Order processing, inventory management, delivery fulfillment, troubleshooting, customer support, etc. Without value delivery, you don't have a business. The best businesses in the world deliver the value they have promised to their customers in a way that surpasses the customer's expectations. Customers like to get the benefits of their purchases quickly, reliably, and consistently. The more happy customers a happy business creates, the more likely it is that those customers will purchase from the company again and again. Happy customers also increase the likelihood that they will tell others about what you do, improving your reputation and bringing in even more potential customers. Successful business satisfy their customers most of the time in a changing environment. Unsuccessful businesses fail to make their customers happy, lose them, and eventually fail. Value stream. A value stream is the set of all steps from the start of your value creation until the delivery of the end result to your customer. The value stream is basically the combination of your value creation and value delivery processes. It's best to try to make your value stream as simple as efficient as possible. When I worked at Procter and Gamble, one of the most fascinating things about my job was understanding how products were created and delivered. Here is a quick look at how a bottle of Dawn dishwashing detergent is made. First of all, raw materials are delivered to the factory. Then, the materials are combined to create dishwashing liquid which is stored in large vats. Then, those large vats, plastic bottles are blown into the shape using molds, then filled with the liquid and capped. Adhesive labels are applied to each bottle. Each bottle is inspected, boxed, then loaded onto a pallet. This is what we do with somehow there is a little change. This is what we do with all kinds of product. First of all, we acquire the raw material if it is a manufacturing. Then we assemble the raw materials and manufacture something of value. Then we do the packaging. Then there comes the labeling part, and then selling and marketing. It's a textbook example of a value creation process which begins with the raw materials and ends with finished product ready to be sold. Here is what happens next. Pallets are wrapped, stacked and stored for shipment in a warehouse. When orders from customers are placed, pallets are moved into position for loading on a truck. A truck picks up the pallets and delivers it to the customer's closest distribution center. The customer puts the pallets on a delivery truck. The truck delivers the pallet to a store that needs additional inventory. The store unwraps the pallet, unboxes the product and transfers it to the shelf where it will remain until purchased by the consumer.